Hello Gemini friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Gemini April 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Gemini is your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, or any other Gemini placement that you're watching for. This is part of your astrological picture, and if you're a very late degree Gemini friend, so birthday around June 15th through the rest of the sign, or Gemini degree around 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Cancer report, since both the Gemini and Cancer reports will hold pieces for you very late degree friends. Wow, what a month! I am just going to get right into the 10 reasons for Geminis to celebrate big time. We definitely have all kinds of things to discuss, but I'm going to just go right for the gusto with this continued action in Aries. It is a powder keg for celebration for Geminis. We've got the sun, reason number 1, in the sign of Aries. Now, note right before I go through this list that any planet that's in Aries makes a 60-degree angle with the energy of Gemini, which is the angle of opportunities. Golden opportunities that can come in all different areas of life. Okay, so we've got the sun making that beautiful angle in Aries. First of all, also to know before I go through this list is that Aries energy brings motivation, ambition. It can bring inspiration. It can bring get up and go and vibrance. It can bring childlike wonder. And yeah, there's the other side of the coin that can bring some restlessness or impatience or impulsivity or recklessness. But since it's in a nice angle for you, I'm hoping that you easily get the better end of the potentials here. Okay, so number 1 reason, the sun is making this 60-degree angle. The sun is where you shine. It brings opportunities for you to glow bright with vibrance and creativity. Chiron in Aries, trining Gemini energy. Chiron is the wounded healer, which can bring solutions to things that were very deeply difficult for you. So anything from childbirth trauma to things that happened when you were a kid, things that happen from when you're born, health-wise or otherwise, anything deeply rooted where you were wounded emotionally, mentally, physically, or spiritually, there's a beautiful angle with your placement here that can bring solutions. Jupiter in this beautiful angle, this reason number 3 to celebrate big time. Jupiter's the great expander, the great benefic, the bringer of luck and opportunities. Also making that beautiful angle for you. We've got star goddess Astraea helping you look to the stars and helping you look to your intuition in order to find the best answers for you and help you to live more with the natural rhythms of the universe. We've got reason number 5 to celebrate big, star goddess Vesta also making this nice angle. So this is energy about your soul flame. What is it that makes your soul flame burn bright? Your creativity, the things that you feel most quenched spiritually. And this also can relate to home and family. So blessings coming from that aspect. We've got the energy of Eris. Very, very, very profound effect. Actually, Eris is going to be in Aries for a very, very, very long time, which means that it will be in this nice angle for Gemini energies for a very, very, very long time. And she helps you to harness any of your deep wellspring of things that were a problem for you in the past. So resentments, brooding, repressed things, suppressed things, and convert those into gold. So you've got a prolific, just a massive amount of energy from that planet in a nice angle. And we've got Mercury there for a little bit longer with this other sweet angle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reason number 8 is we have the new moon, black moon, solar eclipse in Aries at 29 degrees on April 19th or 20th, depending on your time zone. And that is also in a nice angle for Aries. And not only is that happening this month, you might start to even see the effects of that sooner, February, March, but this is going to be from now through 2025. So finally, an eclipse cycle that is working more in your favor. we are still finishing the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle, and we will have manifestations from that one as well. May 5th, we have a 14-degree Scorpio lunar eclipse that is continuing along the lines of your stuff versus other people's stuff, your shared resources, finances, etc., the tangible realm versus the spiritual and psychic realm. All of those things that were starting to be brought up at the end of 2021, we're in our second to last cycle of that Taurus-Scorpio eclipse. So even though it's May 5th, you'll be feeling that this month. And then there's one more of those later in the year. But the good news here is that this new cycle that's starting now and going through 2025 is actually in a good angle for Geminis, whereas this Taurus and Scorpio stuff has not been a great angle for you. So if you're wondering what the heck has been going on for those couple of years, it could be that you're getting shellacked by these eclipses. And so it's really good news that this new eclipse cycle is starting and will be in effect for a long time. So in general, massive amounts of positive forward movement, zest, vibrance, and it's all about empowerment right now. Both the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle and this new Aries-Libra eclipse cycle are all about me versus we. And in the me versus we spectrum, over the years from now through 2025, you'll get to have chances to solidify your relationship with yourself, to solidify your relationship with other people, and your relationship to relationships. If you think back to the end of 2013 through early 2016, and even further back to early 2004 to early 2006, if you think about the relationship types of changes that happened then, big goodbyes, relationship endings, big hellos, relationships beginning, that became very prominent in your experience, very life-defining types of relationships probably happened in those time frames, and that's what we're in for now. And as a Gemini, this is not only accentuating your me-we sector, this is also accentuating your friendships, your acquaintances, your social circles, you as part of a group, you as part of a community, you as someone sharing your unique gifts in a way that helps others. Internet-based projects, social media, all of that is burning bright, not only from this eclipse cycle, but also for this month. All of those reasons I've listed so far to celebrate big time are all activating that house of friendships and acquaintances and groups and your place within the group. So a lot of energy with networking. If somebody says they want to introduce you to someone and it feels like an intuitive yes, this is a time where you can make some super key networking moves or super key relationship meetings, whether it's dating or whether it's work or anything. Other people are going to have a lot of keys to the things that you want right now, and it's a very, very, very supercharged social scene. So whether it's online or whether it's in person, there will be lots of opportunities to celebrate and join with groups of like-minded people where you feel really good about working together with them to reach common goals or just to enjoy yourselves with like interests. Everybody will have the chance to have very positive effects from this eclipse, the black moon solar eclipse in Aries, but those of you in the late degree spectrum, so like 24 degrees through the rest of the sign, so that's going to be like June 17th through the rest of the sign, and the closer to like June 20th, June 21st, right where it switches over there into Cancer, you all will get even a bigger kiss from this black moon eclipse. And we call it a black moon because, a black moon is either the second new moon in a zodiac sign in a row or the second new moon in a calendar month. Okay, so it's very, very, very energetic and notable and making a nice angle for you. So if you've been keeping track, I said there were 10 reasons to celebrate big time. I've listed 8 and then some ancillary things, but I do have a couple of other things that I want to mention. But before we get there, I want to point out some places you can see more about how these eclipses might manifest for you. So if you go to my YouTube channel, Annie Botticelli YouTube, and you scroll down on the homepage to the eclipse playlist, look for eclipses in Aries, and you can see all the ways that I've seen Aries eclipses manifest over the decades of tracking this. And then also look for eclipses in Scorpio, because that is the one coming in May, and it will have an effect this month as well. Remember that eclipses as astronomical events happen at the time they're happening, but eclipses as astrological events have this cycle, of years that it happens for now. It has, years in the past where it related to, and it also has a season where it's hot. So 4 to 6 weeks before and after the actual eclipses is eclipse season. So this is getting ripe and zesty. The Scorpio eclipse in May, you could start feeling that even at the end of March. So it's really, it's really a time of a lot of power, massive change, radical new beginnings and endings involving your stuff and other people's stuff. But you might want to watch the eclipses in Scorpio video, even though that's in May, and we'll talk about that eclipse more in the May report, because you will be feeling it now. And then the other video I suggest you watch to learn more about how eclipses can manifest for you as a Gemini is eclipses in Aquarius or the 11th house. So you can find that one in the playlist, because that's the house that it's occurring for Geminis. And that's early, middle, and late degree Geminis, because since it's a late degree eclipse, even in the Placidus chart, as we dial back, that late degree will still stay in that 11th house. Okay, so reason number 9 for Geminis to celebrate big time is that Pluto has moved into Aquarius, which is a fellow air sign, and is going to be there for over 20 years. We've been having Pluto in an aspect for you since 2008 that has not been a favorable aspect. It's been very difficult on your Gemini placements. So now, the more Gemini placements, the better. Pluto is going to be affecting all of those over the next decades. And it's nice to have a major heavy hitter of the outer universe on your side, bringing transformation, positive transformation, by being in a nice angle for you. All right. And then the last reason of my list of 10, although there are more things to talk about and celebrate, but this is the list that I had of 10, was that Mars has finally gotten out of your sign. The dizzying vacillation, confusion from August 2022 through March of 2023, Mars is now shuffled along, and hopefully you'll have more clarity about things you were torn between, and things will start moving forward and be less scattered, bringing emphasis on your finances. So wherever Mars is, it's like, I call it the border collie of the zodiac. It brings major focus, even to the point sometimes of obsession, on getting your finances geared up, shored up, solidified, increasing your income, working with your budget, possibly getting high-ticket items or other items that are important to you in this period of time. And for really great clarity of big purchases, that time through April 7th, is free from the personal planet retrogrades. We'll talk more about that switch into the retrograde plummet, which we're going to do soon. But just for staying focused with Mars and Cancer right now, you're going to have this very strong focus on getting everything in your financial world situated. And this is also a house of sustainability. So lightening your imprint, doing anything that really is just relating with your circadian rhythms, watching the sun set and rise and just sort of aligning your energies in a natural flow, and then getting everything in sync with your finances as well, is in order right now. Okay, I am going to give you some dates of note here pretty soon, but first I want to talk a little bit more about this big change that happens around April 7th, because the month of April is divided very significantly into 2 separate types of energies. February, March, through April 7th, we're completely clear of personal planet retrogrades and their shadow periods. Well, we did have a little bit of shadow period echoing into that time, but it was the tail end. But basically, everything was saying go, go, go. All the planets, even the outer planets, are moving direct. And that is a very big deal. And that is going to be rare for this year, because we do have a very retrograde year. We've got a Venus retrograde that will follow this Mercury retrograde, and then another Mercury retrograde, and then another Mercury retrograde later on after that. It's a very retrograde sort of year. And so we have to really bless and use this open period of direct stars for our clarity, for our plans, for our future thinking, for our big actions and decisions and moves and big purchases and sales and our launches, anything that we're putting out into the world, big life changes. Some of those big life changes may come in the retrogrades from the eclipses, but that's coming to you. That's different than you instigating them yourself. And that's one of the biggest things to know about the difference between the time through April 7th and the time after, is that if you are initiating things, you are taking action, you are making things happen, you've got really great energy to do that through April 7th. And then it starts to switch into the be the spider mode. Okay, so active web weaving all over the place occurring, through April 7th. And then once we get April 7th, we go from April 7th through the 21st is the pre-retrograde transit shadow period. We're diving deeply into retrograde, which then puts us in a position to just hang out in our web and wait to see what food comes to us. It's a time when anything scheduled and planned may get called into question. It's a time when you might have a hard time trying to plan anything for the future because you don't have the clarity that you need to see past this time period. So it's definitely the time to let things come to you, and anything that comes into your web, then you deal with that. So rather than conjuring up other things to do. Clearing up unfinished business, April 7th and onward. Actually, let me give you some dates here. April 7th through April 21st, that's the pre-shadow retrograde. April 21st through May 15th, that's the actual Mercury retrograde. The post-transit retrograde period, shadow period, is from May 15th through the 30th, and then it's clear. And then sometime into June, we'll start to get into the Venus retrograde shadow period, then the Venus retrograde. And if you're interested in seeing all of those dates and knowing when to move forward and when to move inward and backwards for the whole rest of the year, then go to AnnieBAstrology.com, Annie, the letter B, astrology.com. Sign up for my exclusive content portal, Access, and you'll find my retrograde direct calendar where I explain more about what actions it's good to take when the stars are direct and what actions it's better to take when the stars are retrograde. Okay, so especially the personal planets, which are closer to us. So you can check that out there. But for our purposes here, just know that, April 7th through all of May, try to leave yourself as unscheduled as possible. First of all, so that you can deal with the things that come up, because they will, appliances going haywire, miscommunications, having to redo things, things coming back from the past to be dealt with, repairs, things like that. And also last minute magic. The less you schedule yourself unnecessarily during this time means the less you'll have to be calling up people, rescheduling things, because the retrograde changed it. And the more you can be open when someone calls you out of the blue and says, hey, you want to go on this cruise with me? Or, hey, you want to come to, this party with me? And it turns out to be really great for this networking energy that is, all over your chart. So you'll save yourself a lot of headaches and leave yourself open to more fun and spontaneity if you can leave yourself unscheduled. Let's face it, there are certain things we schedule that don't have to be done at that exact time, like doctor's appointments, car repairs, all of that stuff. If you can swing it, try to do it when the stars are direct. February, when I'm posting this, March, beginning of April, it makes it more likely that you'll be able to follow through and take care of all of that stuff. And then you can leave things more open for the magical flow of fun and spontaneous saying yes to the opportunities that come. And remember what I said from the beginning, the reason why we're celebrating big is because all of those Aries connections are, and the other things that I mentioned, are giving you opportunities that you'll have more time and energy and resources to say yes to if you leave the space for them. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some other key dates to put in your calendar. If you're a person that loves to know dates of important aspects and how they might affect you, I usually give a few at least in all of the reports. But if you want more written in a nice, detailed report for the astrology of the month, go to anniehelpsyou.com. Sign up for my free email newsletter, and you will get a write-up of the general energies of the month, including my sweet and salty list of dates, salty, of course, being the difficult aspects and the sweet ones being nicer. And by the way, this month we do have more sweet aspects compared to salty ones. You get that list and you get more details on what the aspects are, when they are, and how they may affect you. But I'm going to just hit some highlights that you can put in your calendar. April 3rd, Mercury square Pluto. This is a challenged aspect. Power struggles, challenges that have to do with communication, difficult news may come in. So just kind of leave a little space to be prepared for that. And right a couple of days after it is the full moon in Libra. Fullness, completion, fruition, possibly drama, for better or worse, in your relationship space can occur. Or it could just be a super sweet, fun experience with somebody close to you, or an important meeting or connection that you make. It could go either way, but I'm hoping that since it's making a nice angle for Gemini placements, that it will be positive. Now, all of you can get the goodies from that, but those of you close to 16 degrees will get even more of a goodie because this is a trine. A trine is the most favorable aspect in all of astrology. It happens when things go on in the same element that you're in. So being a Gemini, Libra is another air sign. So when something happens there, it makes a 120-degree angle for you. So all of you will get those goodies from that. But the closer you are to 16 degrees, the more you'll get a kiss from this full moon in Libra. So we'll say 11 degrees through 21 degrees to be our range of closest impact. The closer to 16 degrees, the more you get the kiss. So that's going to basically be like June 1st through June 11th, and the closer to like June 5th or 6th, the more you get the kiss from that full moon. April 7th, we said the open window starts to close. April 11th, Sun conjunct Jupiter in Aries. Again, a favorable aspect for you. Jupiter brings luck and blessings. The Sun amplifies everything Jupiter's bringing. All Geminis can get the goodies, but those of you closer to 21 degrees, the more you get the goodie. So we'll give a 5-degree range either way. So 5 degrees or 15 degrees through, 16 degrees through 26 degrees. The closer to 21 degrees, the more you get the kiss. So like June 5th through June 15th, and the closer to like June 11th, the more you get the kiss there. All right, then April 19th or 20th, depending on your time zone, we've got that black moon at 29 degrees. I already gave you the dates for the extra goodies for that. It's going to be very late degree, friends. April 21st, Mercury goes retrograde through May 15th. Shadow goes through May 30th. April 27th, we've got a clash with Mars in Cancer and Chiron in Aries. And this could bring a little bit of self-esteem bump from someone in your family or something going on with your home or housing situation that may bring up some deep wounds. And then hopefully to smooth this over, April 29th, we've got Mars in Cancer now making a nice aspect with the planet of surprises, Uranus. And either it can bring a sweet outcome from that conflict, or it can bring something unrelated. That can be just something that comes out of the blue that's nice. If you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn astrology, go to lumelife.com, L-U-M-E, life.com. See my Astrology Basics course. Or if you're ready to go deeper, you can get that Astrology Basics course for free by signing up for my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. It comes with it. And I can teach you how to go from zero to earning money as an astrologer. You can benefit from my 25 years of being a successful entrepreneur, 17 years from being an successful online entrepreneur, and 20 years of being an astrologer and teaching astrology. So if you think I put a lot into my free resources, you should see what I put into my paid ones. So you can see all that there at lumelife.com. All of these links are in the notes underneath the podcast and the videos. And I also have some free courses there. A course called Unleash Your Money Magnet if you want to change your financial consciousness. And this is a great time for it for Geminis, since Mars is, bringing some obsessive energy to shoring up your finances. And I also have some free wellness courses at that same site. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month.